Hello, my name is Maida Llanos, and I am presenting today about understanding the complexities of substance abuse. So, an overview of substance abuse issues. We have alcoholism and drug abuse are a widespread problem that affect people and society as a whole. As drug abuse gets worse, it hurts people's physical and mental health, their relationships, and their general well-being. The goal of this literature was to look into how drug abuse can change the mind and emotions, learn about how social factors make addictive habits more likely, and looking into how different types of treatment for prevention and healing are used. The goal here is to emphasize the importance of understanding the psychological, social, and treatment aspects. A full understanding is necessary for prevention and intervention methods to work. So the psychological impact of substance abuse, there is impaired decision making. So long-term alcohol abuse can hinder impulse control and decision making. People with substance use disorder have trouble making decisions and they act on impulse, avoiding taking risk. Then there's also memory issues. Drug abuse is linked to problems in working and temporal memories. A lot of illegal narcotics generally cause irreversible memory loss according to research. Most illegal drugs modify the brain's chemical makeup and induce addiction. So what happens is that as the brain system alters, dopamine strengthens. The dopamine strength decreases. Over time, attaining the pleasant sensation becomes more and more important, and yet you get more tolerant of the drugs and require more to get high. Association with the mental health disorders, there's alcohol and drug abuse is more likely to lead the person to have mental health issues. Palzes and colleagues say that people who have problems with drugs are most likely to also have some mental illnesses, for example, depression or anxiety and bipolar disorder. Some long-term psychological effects are substance-induced psychosis. Fiorenti and colleagues say that long-term drug use can cause psychotic signs like delusions and hallucinations. Next, we're moving on to the socioeconomic influences. So there's the relationship with social and economic status and the substance abuse. Keyes and colleague research shows a link between coming from a lower socioeconomic background and being more likely to develop a substance abuse problem. So problems with money, limited access to resources, and the stresses that come with being poor can cause a person to be more likely to use some drugs or alcohol. So there's also cultural norms and media influences. And what cultural norm means, those are the standards by which we live. They are the shared expectations and rules that govern our behavior in social groups. Gaetano and Clark pointed out that cultural norms and views about alcohol can change how people drink. Societies that make drinking alcohol seem more normal may have higher rates of alcohol abuse. And how the media shapes these norms, Gaetano and Clark say that media portrayals of drug use can change social norms and attitudes by making addictive behavior seem normal and cool. The availability and access to these drugs and alcohol play a big role. The relationship between the alcohol outlet density and these issues. Greenwald and Panicky discovered a connection between places with more booze stored had more problems related to drinking. The fact that illegal drugs are easier to get through a variety of avenues may help explain why substance abuse is more common. What social networks and peer effects do is Merkin and colleagues show that people who have friends or family members who abuse drugs are more likely to start using drugs themselves. Peer pressure and social norms within networks can affect choices about abusing drugs. So the importance of societal variables, there's different ways society affects us. Societal factors like our socioeconomic status, our cultural norms, the abundance of drugs, and the accessibility, and social networks all have a big effect on drug abuse. For intervention and prevention methods to work, it's important to understand these sociocultural factors. Now let's explain the diverse ways individuals dealing with substance abuse can seek help. So first we have detoxification. Treatment for drug misuse usually begins with detoxification. It entails safely treating withdrawal symptoms at home or in a hospital. Next we have cognitive behavioral therapy, which is also known as CBT. It's popular for drug abusers to identify and improve their negative thoughts and behaviors. It helps people solve difficulties, make better decisions, and establish a sober support system. Medication-assisted treatment, also known as MAT, uses methadone and buprenorphine with therapy and other services to treat opioid addiction. Because it reduces cravings and withdrawal, this technique is effective for drug and alcohol abusers. And last but not least, we have support groups, which is most popularly known as AA, but recovering addicts are supported by NA and AA. These groups assist people healing by sharing stories, getting advice, connecting with others who have walked the same streets, walked the same paths as they have previously to their sober journey. So next we have the interconnection of dimensions, which highlights the interconnection of psychological, social, and treatment aspects in addiction. So cognitive behavioral therapy is crucial to treating the addiction's mental side. It targets drug abuse-related negative thoughts and behaviors. CBT aids recovery by developing coping skills and offering support. So family therapy addresses the social side of addiction treatment and helps both the addict and their family. It enhances communication, resolves problems, and develops relationships, fostering recovery. Now for the holistic approaches, holistic treatments respect psychological and social interdependence to improve self-awareness, stress, and health. Mindful-based therapies, yoga, meditation, and other complementary activities are used. So substance addiction treatment providers can provide more personalized care by recognizing and treating these interrelated factors. Now finally, as we have seen, substance addiction does have effect on our mental health. Substance abuse can cause mental health concerns, cognitive limitations, strained relationships, low self-esteem, and long-term psychological effects. Understanding these psychological consequences is crucial to devising effective prevention and intervention techniques, as shown today. So research on mental health and substance abuse is needed. Researchers should investigate basic causes, identify crucial features, and personalize psychotherapy to substance addicts' psychological needs. For future research, future researchers can investigate how substance addiction affects mental health and its causes. Understanding these aspects can help create personalized drug addict psychological interventions and treatments. Cognitive behavioral and mindfulness-based therapy research can improve outcomes and long-term rehabilitation. The fundamental goal is to end substance abuse and its detrimental impacts on individuals, families, and society. Substance addicts' mental health need to be prioritized. Thank you very much for your time. You guys have a great day.